Hello, all. Welcome to Tech with Sass. If you have been trying to learn artificial intelligence or machine learning for quite some time, you probably know one thing for sure. It is not a straight line. It is a bit messy, it's confusing, and sometimes it is a little bumpy as well. Many people ask me, where do I start? Do I need to be a math genius? And how can I start building those fancy robots? So, today I am going to walk you through the bumpy road to AIML stardom. Okay, so we are going to break this massive journey into five phases, taking you from the humble math shack all the way to the AI Olympus in the clouds. So here I have tried to map all the phases in this AIML roadmap, so that will give you a basic idea about the steps which you need to take to learn the AIML. Now, we have this phase one, which is basically the about the math. Okay, so welcome to the math shack. Okay, so look, I know that this part is not glamorous, or sometimes it looks very scary as well. And you can see our stick figure in this image, right? He looks very confused or rather sad. Okay, because see, you are not going to get a very smooth ride here because maybe you learned math maybe many years back, so you need to brush up those skills. But don't panic. You don't need to do a PhD in mathematics. You just learn about this algebra and calculus. Okay, these two are the main pillars of the whole AIML journey. Okay, so you should learn this linear algebra because here we learn about the vector and matrices, and because AIML handles huge amount of data, so we require matrices to represent them. Okay, then we also have this calculus and stats. These concepts are utilized to fine tune the machine learning about their mistakes. Okay, I mean the model learned from these concepts how to fine tune those. Okay, then after you cover the math part, basically the algebra, matrices, calculus, and statistics, right? There is a code part as well. Okay, so I mean you need to know about Python, but you don't need to learn the Python at a very deep level. Okay, but at least you should, if you know any programming language, say Java or .NET, you know all those basic concepts, right? But there are some nuances or basically the concepts you learn from the Python side. But there are three important libraries. Okay, basically the pandas, NumPy, and matplotlib. Okay, I mean there are many libraries for sure, but at least these three are very important to understand from the Python point of view. So pandas is used to handle data because ultimately in machine learning we are handling a huge amount of data. Then we have this NumPy library and for the math, and then we have the matplotlib to basically generate or basically your plots, okay, or charts. Basically, so I mean there are many libraries, but these three libraries will give you a starting point in the AIML. Okay, so this is basically about the math and the code part. So I mean, in starting you will learn the algebra, matrices, calculus, statistics, and at least basic Python with these three libraries, how to use them. Okay, now, next is our the main heart. That is the phase two is the machine learning garage. Okay, where you can see here in this image. So this is where you get your hands dirty. So in the phase one, you learned about the mathematics and their concepts. And also, you learned about the Python libraries and some Python, right? So here you can see the car smoking in the background, right? That's going to be your first model. It's going to break, it's going to smoke, and you are going to fix it. How? So for this, right, initially we focus on the classical machine learning. Okay, so this starting phase of machine learning basically have two major buckets. First is the supervised learning, like teaching with the answer key. So you will learn about algorithms such as the linear integration, like the predicting the pricing or some kind of a values or some model, and then we have a classification, right? So suppose you want to classify email, whether it is a spam or it's a normal email. So this is kind of a learning you require. Okay. Next is the unsupervised learning. Here, I mean, in the first one, right? There you have to provide the proper data to the model that okay, this is the thing, and how basically it look like. But here in unsupervised learning, right? I mean, that will find patterns from on its own. Okay, like clustering. Okay, so in clustering, what happens that the algorithm itself can find the patterns and cluster data which are alike. So here in this phase, you also, I mean, you need to learn the ML concept. Okay, like the regression, classification, clustering, there are many more algorithms. And then there are some libraries as well. Like your best friend in this phase are the scikit learning toolbox, and you'll also learn a few mechanism that how do you basically evaluate your machine learning models. Okay, like we use the ROC curves or the confusion matrix. These are the some models which you need to learn to how to evaluate. Okay, so first phase was learning about the mathematics and some basic libraries. Second phase is learning about the machine learning algorithms like regression, classification, and clustering. Okay, all those algorithms, and then learning how to evaluate the model. So once you do all these topics right, so you understand at least high level. Next, we have the deep learning. Okay, so now you know the basics. For example, you fix the car. Okay, and you know basics. Now we enter the future. Okay, so now this is basically phase three of your AML learning journey, which is the deep learning dojo. You can say. Uh, Things look like more sci-fi here. We are moving away from simple statistics and trying to mimic the human brain, basically using the neural network. So here, the main concept is the neural networks, whether they might be CNNs or RNNs. CNN basically you can think about the convolutional neural networks. This is how computers see images, and then we have the RNNs. Basically, this is the uh, uh, for things like text and speech, like NLP and all. Basically, here you learn about the deep learning concepts, which are like more. Basically, still till now you learn about the ML basics, but here you go deeper and try to solve more complex problems. And deep learning is basically based on the human brain neurons. Okay, so that's a very high level. And then once you learn this phase, here you will be getting help from the libraries such as the TensorFlow or PyTorch. Okay, so basically there are many concepts in the deep neural networks that is very important to learn in this. Okay, so after you learn about the machine learning and also the deep learning concept, right? Next phase is to build some good projects. Okay, so this image look like some kind of a project site where some work is going on. That's because you cannot learn AI just by watching tutorials or YouTube or maybe reading from the some LLMs. Okay, so here you need to basically take those blocks. I mean the skills which you learned from the previous phases and start building some projects. For example, simple like a predicting the Titanic survivors project and how to basically predict the housing prices, or maybe a movie recommendation system. Okay, so here you need to use the Kaggle. Okay, Kaggle is a site where you can get the I mean the data sets, and also you can compete with the other other people, right? And there you learn a lot. So here, basically, in this phase, you have to do some the classic projects in AIML, and that will help you hone your skills, whatever you acquired till now in last three phases. Okay. So after you build some projects, post to GitHub and feel good about it, okay, there's a next phase that's also very important. That is basically the advanced phase where we deploy our code. Okay, so if you have learned till now, the major hurdle is completed because you know all the basic concepts. You know what are the some topics, are complex topics. Also, how to apply them. You know all these things. Now you need to basically use the like NLP, okay, transformers and BERT, okay, or maybe the computer vision. Okay, these concepts are basically behind your chat GPT or LLMs like the RAG model, all those high, I mean, the high concept you learn. Then once you build your projects, it's important to learn also the MLOps, that uh, how you can basically deploy your models to the Docker, Kubernetes or cloud deployment. And then basically you learn end to end. Okay, so basically you are going to basically deploy your code into the cloud environment and then also monitor it because I mean building a AI project is not a one-time task. You do it, you move to production, deploy it, and also evaluate it. Okay, so based on performance in the production, you keep also fine-tuning the parameters. So that is not like a one-time job, right? Like we do in our normal code, right? So we deploy project in production and forget. But here you have to basically fine-tune your model a lot. Okay, so now, we have survived all these five phases. So here you can see from the math shack all the way to the clouds. It's like a lot. I know. I mean, maybe it's a video and you see I covered. I think just took some name. But remember, every expert you see on YouTube or LinkedIn, it started from here itself. I mean, there is no shortcuts. Like you have to start riding this bicycle on the square wheels for sure because I know even math is very dampener for people. People start mathematics like matrices, algebra, and they stop right away from there. So, but if you survive that phase, you there's a very shiny path ahead of you. Okay, so basically here I try to basically give a idea at high level what are the various high level phases might be in your learning because I also went through these phases. So right now I can say that I am at phase 5. So I have learned about the at least basic AIML deep learning and now trying to build project and deploy in the production environment. Okay, so I also gone through these phases. So in any questions if you have, if you are stuck and you need some personalized input, please comment and also basically you can subscribe my channel, like the content. Another thing, I also prepared one kind of a roadmap. I could not put it here because basically it's a very big file. So I just put some glimpse over here. So in this basically image, I have tried to basically break each topic which is important for us to learn. So if you are interested, please comment. I will send you this file as well, where I have mentioned each topic properly, and then you can basically start googling or maybe start searching YouTube videos and learn about them. So yeah, so that's it from this for this video. Thank you for watching. Thanks a lot.